Welcome to your first toning workout. We're going to start out on the mat, working our glutes and legs. So lie down, knees bent, bring your heels close to your butt, and we're going to start in a bridge up position. So for a glute bridge series, we're going to perform 4 different exercises. So we're going to maintain that lifted position so you're not arching your back. You want to make sure that you're squeezing your glutes to lift your hips up. From here, you're going to pulse up for 25 reps. So all you're doing is really just squeezing your butt muscle, and that's moving you up slightly. So you're not pushing all the way up. So 25 pulses, then we'll move into the next one. So from there, you're going to bring your legs together. And again, you'll pulse up. "25 reps, and this one's great because you're getting inner thigh work as well. We're going to build upon that. So bring your legs hip width apart again. And we're going to do a butterfly. So squeeze knees apart, bring your knees together, and squeeze again. So a squeeze out and a squeeze in equals 1 rep. So you're going to do 25 reps total. This is great because you get a little bit of hip work in. You're still killing the butt. You're working your quads, your inner thighs. So it doesn't look like much, but a lot's going on here. Again, just showing the motion of in and out. So make sure you squeeze in, you squeeze out. So from there, you're going to bring your legs together again. This time you're going to start together. You're going to squeeze up and then move the knees out to squeeze. So you're just reversing the motion of the last exercise that we did. And again, 1 squeeze in and 1 squeeze out is 25 reps. Or excuse me, is 1 rep, so 25 total. So we're almost through our glute bridge series, and then we're going to move on to a frog press. So from here, bring the knees into the chest, give your butt a little stretch. Everything's going to be a little bit tight after that. Gently come up. We're going to roll over. So with the frog press, you're going to lay on your stomach. Knees are going to stay wide. You're going to bring your heels together. You want to make sure they stay touching. You're going to keep your hands at the side for support. You want to make sure that your chin, everything stays off the mat, so you're keeping your spine in line. And from there, you're going to press through your heels. You're going to try to lift your legs off the mat. And all of this is really killing your glutes. So your glutes are doing most of the work here. You'll feel it a little bit in the hamstrings as well. You want a lot of control through this motion. And so 20 reps for the frog press. So we're going to move on to an all fours position. So take a quick little stretch first in child's pose. Just a little modified stretch. And then we'll come up to all fours. So shoulders over the wrist, knees under the hips. We're going to bring one leg out, nice straight leg, flat foot. Pull your abs in tight, maintain a flat back, and you're going to lift. So again, the legs are working here too, but you're really going to feel it right at the seat of the butt, so right in that glute muscle. So 20 lifts. And then we're going to repeat on the other side. So opposite leg's going to come up. And squeeze the butt to lift the leg straight up. 20 reps. So now we're going to move on to our next exercise. Keeping that all fours position, we're going to bring the leg up in an attitude position. So it helps to start in a 90-degree bent leg. Rotate the foot up as if you're going to do a heel press. You're going to point the toe. You're going to slightly extend the leg so it's not 90-degree bend. And you're going to open the knee out to the side. From there, you're going to hold that position. You're going to squeeze your butt to pulse the leg up. So it's a very specific position, but once you get in it and maintain that, you're really going to feel the hips and the butt working together. It's also really good for the low back. So 20 reps on one side, then 20 on the other. And from here, we're going to go back to the mat in a bent knee position, back in a glute bridge. And here we're going to maintain the bridge and we're going to perform leg circles. So from that basic bridge, you're going to bring one leg straight up. You're going to point the toe and you're going to slightly turn the knee out. So the leg's not completely straight. You want a slight turn out. That's going to help engage the quads and the inner thighs more as we're moving through the motion. So before we do the leg circles, let's do some straight lifts. Reps, then we're going to repeat on the other side. So it's a good challenge for your abs. It's a great challenge for the quads, for the hamstrings, for the glutes. So again, lift up in the bridge, other leg up, point the toe, turn the knee, lower the leg and squeeze it up. 20 reps. So from here, you can get a quick little stretch in. And then we're going to move on to those leg circles. Take some nice deep breaths. We're going to come back up into that bridge. Once you're up in your bridge, again, your leg is going to come up in that same position. And this time we're going to perform circles. So you're going to circle all the way out and up. So 10 reps in one direction, and then you're going to reverse the direction for 10 reps. So once you've done 10 circles, you're going to change directions. Again, 10 reps, and then we'll switch legs. Take a quick little stretch in between. The legs are going to fatigue quickly. It's a pretty challenging movement. With the toning workout. We're not stressing intensity. It's more so about building endurance, balance, flexibility. So it's a much less intense workout. So this is great for active rest days or for a day when you're feeling a little bit sore. Maybe you want to do something a little bit lighter. So again, switch directions once you hit 10 reps and complete 10 more. After this, we're going to move on to our ab section. The knees, give a little stretch, come on up. Now let's prepare for abs, so get in a nice crunch position, so knees bent, hands lightly behind the head. You're going to squeeze up, lift the shoulders, make sure the chin stays off the chest. You want to make sure you're not pulling your chin into your chest, you're not performing neck crunches here. It also helps to look up at the ceiling. And you want to exhale on the way up, inhale on the way down. So 20 reps before we move on to bicycle crunches. So now we're going to bring knees up and perform bicycles. So 20 reps of the bicycle crunches. Keep it going. We're almost through these. We're going to perform circle crunches next. So with the circle crunch, you want to think about lifting up to the side. As you come back down in the middle, you're going to scoop to the mat and then lift up again at the other side. So it's a little dip to the mat in the middle, squeeze up to the side. Again, 20 reps. Also, if you want to reach to tap the ankles, if that helps you get the motion down, you can do that as well. So from here, we're going to work the low abs. So we're going to move on to candlestick reverse crunches. So hands are going to stay at the sides on the mat. You're going to move your legs out a little bit further. You're going to keep your knees bent. So it's a slightly bent position. You're going to raise the legs up towards the sky and give a little pulse at the top. So hips are coming off the mat. So if you have less control in your abs, you can even bring the hands under the butt for support. This will help you from bringing yourself all the way off the mat and risking your back. You don't want to compromise your back. You want to make sure you maintain good form throughout. So 20 reps. And then we'll move on to our last ab exercise.
Oh, yeah, that's what I need.
Last but not least, we're going to perform V crunches. So you're going to lay on your side, one arm directly out in front from the shoulder, other arm up at the side. So to modify it, you can just lift the shoulders up and leave the legs on the mat. If you're looking for something more advanced, bring the legs up with the crunch. So 20 reps on one side, and then you're going to switch sides and do 20 reps on the other side. Which is great for obliques. So let's go ahead and switch. So last ab exercise, 20 reps on the side, and then we're going to move on to our arm section. arms. So 20 reps for each exercise in the shoulder burner series. So it's quick variations. They're going to move. I'm starting you off with arm circles. So we're doing 20 forward, 20 back. Once I hit 20 back, we're going to go 20 forward again. And then 20 back. So it's very quick motions. The goal is to just keep your arms up. You want to make sure they're very straight. You want to think about shooting energy through your fingers. So it may sound a little silly, but the more you extend the arms, the harder you're going to work the shoulders. So now we're going to push down. You imagine there's some weight there. So you can imagine you're bouncing a basketball if that helps. We're going to press forward. 20 quick pulses. So we're going to hit it in each direction. After this, we're going to move up. So imagine you're trying to bounce something off your hands. So there's some weight to it. It's not just a sloppy motion. You never want to lazily go through these exercises, otherwise you're never going to feel it. The more effort you put in, the more you're going to feel the burn. And this really does help tone your arms. And it's a nice recovery exercise for days after heavy weight training or after intensive cardio, to where you just feel completely fatigued, but where you still want to do something. So now a nice little forward back motion. Keep pushing through. Now it's hard to see because my arms kind of disappear at the top, but you're almost going to look like you're flapping your arms like a bird. So you're lifting your arms straight up to the top and you're really pushing down. So you're pushing through the heel of your hand down, squeezing the arms straight up. From here, you want to think about flicking something away from you, almost like you're shooing someone away. So you're flicking behind each time, but you're going to pulse up behind, and you're going to lower and pulse behind. So it's really good for the rear delts. It may look a little silly, you may feel goofy doing this, but it's great toning exercises for the arms. Next, we're going to grab some light weights. Here I'm using 3 pounds. You can use 2 pounds, 1 pound, whatever you may have. You can even do this body weight if you'd like. So we're going to get in a V-hold position. And we're going to pulse. So you're going to pull your elbows in slightly and push the hands further out. So it's a small pulse. We're going to do 40 reps. These start innocently enough, but they tend to burn quickly. So do your best to really just push through that burn. Almost through it. So from here, we're going to move on to a V raise. So from that same V position that we had the arms in before, we're going to start at the bottom and we're going to lift up to that at the top. 20 reps. And I just want to note, for exercises like these where it's a lot less intense, you're just focused on balance, flexibility even, maybe a little endurance, things like this where you're really just focusing on some light toning. You want to have a very low carb diet that day. Your body doesn't need many carbs to get through your day. Your muscles won't need much glycogen to repair. So this is a good day to stay low carb. And you can always check out my website for some low carb recipes. I should be posting videos soon. And our last exercise for arms is around the world. So you're thinking about just making a circular motion with your arms. So the arms are staying straight. You're starting with palms out. So palms will stay facing out. You're going to rotate the arms up and slowly lower back to start. So 20 reps. If you have to stop and take a little breather in between, that's okay. The shoulders may be on fire at this point. And it doesn't look like much, but it burns very quickly. We're almost through it. Once we've hit 20 reps, you're done, and you're welcome to stretch and relax. Made it through. Awesome job.